I received a letter written in cuneiform on a beautiful piece of papyrus. I was flattered because it was signed by Isis, also known as Andrea Thomas. That's right, fetching school teacher and gorgeous goddess. I hadn't read cuneiform since I was a young boy in day school. In order to familiarize myself with this ancient language, I spoke with an expert at the Defense Language Institute, a place where the military studies languages in order to keep us safe from people who speak things like Sanskrit. He told me that my delusional, hopeful assumption was wrong. That this letter wasn't penned by a 1970s television character. No, it was scribed by those angry, black-clad, bearded men. And he wanted me to know that they did not like me. And they did not like my American way of life. And I pondered this. And I began to wonder if Ted Cruz, who very well may be a gay Mexican mannequin who can speak, is right. Perhaps they're all out to get us and destroy our way of life. For if I am just a white man from a white continent, and another is a black man from a black continent, then Ted Cruz is a Mexican. And I thought some more about this, and I came to the conclusion that he was wrong. I do not believe that everyone is evil and angry and hateful and violent. Religion is a funny thing. I was born in 1967, out of wedlock to a teenage girl in Tennessee, and placed in an orphanage in South Carolina. I am an American. And Christianity in particular does not concern me. In fact, I find it and Judaism and Islam to be un-American, especially for those of us who were born here, because those religions are not of us. They come from the Middle East. I am not from there. I do not look like those people. Therefore, those religions, notably Christianity, do not pertain to me. I live on the edge of Western civilization. But I'm babbling. As I was saying, I don't think that all of these people are bad. Because I know a group of fellows from that part of the world who have it figured out. They're not angry. They're not jealous. They're not envious or hateful or violent. These dudes got it going on. They're horny. And they're smart. They got themselves a racket. A racket like Congress or policing. or dentistry, or in their case, physical therapy. I know a woman who injured herself while hiking. She tore ligaments in her ankle. And her surgeon told her that once she got out of her cast and had to use a boot for a certain period of time, that she were to go to a physical therapist in order to rehabilitate her ankle. And he suggested that she see a man by the name of Mustafa Khalil Arafai. As she sat on a table, he entered the room wearing a white, fluffy, polar bear-like terry cloth robe. It was untied and open. He wore no shirt, no pants, no shoes. But what he did wear was a white, translucent, tight Speedo bathing suit. And he came to her and said, which he translated as, I read your chart. Please lie down and bend your knees. And he told her that in order to relieve the pain and the tension in her ankle, he was going to have to rub the spaces between her ass cheeks and hamstrings. After he did this for 15 minutes, he rose. Kala! He said. And the other physical therapists about him said, Kala as well. And they chanted, because that's what those people do from that part of the world. Mustafa, Mustafa, Mustafa Sekala, Mustafa, Mustafa, Mustafa Sekala. And in the corner was his uncle with a metal plate in his head because of something what happened to him in Beirut in 1965, said, Mustafa Sekala. And then he sat with her. He sat beside her and held her hand. And she noticed that with his other hand on his crotch. He was stroking his penis. That was the shape of a light bulb. But it didn't bother her. She left that day, and before she got out the door, the Portuguese overweight trainer said to her, Mustafa never says Kala to me. A week later, as scheduled, she returned. And Mustafa Khalil Arafai was there in his robe and his bathing trunks. And he asked her, which he translated as, do you have any relief from the pain and tension in your ankle? And she said, some, but is there anything more you could do? And he said, yes. Rabadata. And the men around him began to chant. Mustafa, 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 say Rabatan, Rabatan, Mustafa, 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 say Rabatan, Rabatan. Yes, he was going to rub her taint. And in the corner was his uncle with a metal plate in his head because of something that happened in Gaza in 1972, said, Mustafa, say Rabatan. And he told her to lie back and bend her knees even further than before, as if he were a gynecologist, because a physical therapist is very close to a doctor. And he began. And she almost fell into a trance, mesmerized, calm. But before she fell asleep, Kala! He said. And the men about him all said, Kala as well. And they chanted, and the uncle in the corner with the metal plate in his head because of something that happened in Lebanon in 1968 said Kala as well. And when she left that day, she was taken by the arm by the overweight Portuguese trainer who said to her, You bitch. You bitch. Mustafa never rubs my taint.